Greetings and salutations, lords, ladies, and gender fluid friends of any persuasion. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Gamers Ledge. I am one of your hosts, Mark. Thank you for joining us. Before I introduce the rest of our Steam panel, I do need to do a little bit of housekeeping. First, I want to thank new followers on Twitter. We're screaming past 1450 at this point. We're headed towards 1500, which is insane. Mafia, unfortunately, I had a bunch of technical issues right before the show. None of that stuff is working right now, so please do save your point. I will refund them for you, but do still check in. That is still working, which we'll get to in just a minute. Just wanted to say thank you to the new followers on Twitter. Thank you to new followers on Twitch. We are screaming past 1230 on the way to 1250. And we're also trying to get to 1,000 follows on TikTok, and we have a very long way to go, so any support there is helpful. If you do know folks who might enjoy the show, please do send them our way. Want to thank our newest followers on Twitch, Fairy Kale, Cole Titus, the Tubby Raider, Cryo Canary, Crazy Brit 28, Extreme 10K, XBXB1, Turf 20, Blue Dahlia, Zyfex Live, X Lil Miss KMX 32, Jada Bomb, and Lady Dragon 77. So welcome in, everybody. Also need to thank our bossest of boss producers, Shank the Noob, Mr. J Nice, and Neo Sapien. Why do we thank them at the top and bottom of every show? Because they are generously subbed to us through mechanics.gg. It is where you can support the stream, and it's a service that pays creators like us 100% of all of the different donations or subs you send our way. It's absolutely free to sign up, and every person who follows us on Mechanics via the link automatically gets 5,000 Stardust to affect our gameplay on non-TTRPG nights. And we're adding new ways daily. Plus, all of our socials are linked there. So check out Mechanics if you would like to see the rest of our stuff, like our Insta, our TikTok, etc. Second, we've become an affiliate with XSplit Broadcasting Software, which is the broadcasting software we use. It's updated constantly with new features because it is a paid product. If you follow the link in chat, we'll get you 10% off your purchase, even if you buy lifetime sub, which is a pretty significant chunk of change you're saving. So check out XSplit. Also, third, we are partnered with and are sponsored by Z League, which is a service in which you can play in Warzone, Apex, League of Legends, or Halo tournaments with actual cash prizes. And not only can you win your prizes, but if you play just in 5 tournaments in a month, you're automatically entered into a drawing to win a PS5 just for playing the games you already play and love. So check out Z League. Also, fourth, we've got new merch in the merch store. We've got a couple new shirts, including a new Emancipation of Dragons t-shirt, a couple new mugs as well. So check those out. And then we've also joined Streamers for Kids, which is a streamer group promoting Extra Life, which, if you're not aware, is a charity to buy sick kids in hospitals gaming equipment to make the things they're in for not quite as unbearable. If you would like to donate and brighten some child's day, simply follow the link in the Twitch chat, and there you go. Also, don't forget to check in for 1 point if you're on Twitch in the channel point redemptions below the Twitch chat box. Twitch chat only goes back a little ways, but point redemptions show up for a long time. Plus, you'll get a boss point. At 69 boss points, you can exchange that in for a keychain of your favorite character drop shipped right to your door, or you can save up for 169 points and get a Gamer's Ledge t-shirt. So it's kind of like our loyalty rewards program. The schedule for the rest of this week today is Emancipation of Dragons. We got a late start. Sorry about that. Lots of technical issues. Tomorrow we will be off the air. We will not be doing Tuesday Tarkov as usual, so keep that in mind. We will be back Wednesday at 4:45 p.m. for AEW Dynamite live reactions and reviews, and that will convert at 7:15 p.m. Pacific over to Community Forkknife Done Wrong. Thursday, Deadlands Marshals of the Great West at 6:15 p.m. Pacific. And then Friday will be Gamers Ledge Podcast at 7:15 p.m. Pacific. Saturday at Kokeshi Ken Media's channel at noon Pacific, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, will be AEW Rampage live reaction reviews. That will be a special 2-hour show. And then right back here at Gamers Ledge on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 Central, 5 Eastern for Sunday Streamer Tech Support. Although we are playing a TTRPG tonight, and I'm not able to verbally interact with each of you as much as I normally would, we will be in chat, and someone will take care of you and do shout-outs. So know that we do see you, and you still can participate in our games. How you ask? It's very easy. Look for the TTRPG or point redemptions and you can make things easier for the players or more interesting. Also, a reminder: please do not use the blurb panel for sounds and bits tonight. We'll take your bits and not play the sound. So don't do that for this stream simply because the overlays are not active. I had to do some advanced triage to try and get the stream up and running. So none of that stuff is turned on right now. But we appreciate you, Spectre TV. Welcome in. Hello there, friend. And with that, let's turn it over to the menagerie. Yay, it's a working menagerie. Hello, everybody.
Greetings.
Good evening.
Hello.
So
Hey.
I guess what we'll do tonight is, because you're not in your normal order, is we'll start with Matt and then have everybody go left to right down the columns in introducing themselves.
Okay. Hi, Matt playing Quark, the Aarakocra Ranger.
Who's next? Is it me?
It's Mitchell.
Oh, hi. I'm Mitchell. I'm playing Dryzen, the Managing Artificer.
Oh, are you guys in a different order? Is Sean next for me?
Okay, well, my name is Sean. I'm playing Methalus, the Elven Rogue.
And then Lou?
I'm Lou. I'll be playing Leonardo Carta, the Human Wizard.
Taquito Mask?
Oh, that's me.
That is you.
I am JR. I will be playing Itali, the Asmar Bard.
And by process of elimination,
I am Jim. I will be playing Archon Grimblefuzz, the Fallen Paladin.
and I am your DM, Mark. And where we left off a couple weeks ago is that it was a little bit of a stakeout. You guys found your way to a church. At the top of the church was a automaton that turned out had built another automaton who had fled captivity and apparently gotten mixed up in whatever happened in Trollskull Alley with that fireball. From there, you found that there was a device that you could use to track the second automaton, and you had done so and gotten to a certain noble's house, you'd kind of staked it out and found that it seemed like it was in there. And I believe one of you stayed and everybody else went shopping, if I remember this correctly.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, I had stayed to stake it out. And
Right.
Went around the.
I think I
building
went with
and-
Sean.
Yep. And so I think the only person that I did not have accounted for was Mitchell.
Hi, I'm buying Poisoneer's kit somewhere.
Okay. So are you going to be with the group that was going shopping, or did you go off on your own, or?
You had said that the easiest place to find something like that was go to the market, and Quark went with me.
Aha.
Is what we have in the notes.
Yes, that sounds correctly. Correct. That is correct. You guys are up there in your designated spots in the market. That is correct. So, okay, great. So I have everyone accounted for then. Great. So, let's start with the group in the southeast that is near Adventurer's Welcome, which is Archon, Itali, and Methalus.
I'm just at the shop. I was wondering if they had another short sword +1, a longbow, and maybe some winged boots.
That is a great question. Thank you for asking.
Hey, we can ask for what kind of effects we want. 'Cause I'd like a crossbow +5.
Yeah, no, they're not going to have that. They may have some enchanted items, but I am not sure that they're going to have a ton of them. I've got to look up the chart, so give me just 1 second. But you guys can tell me what else you're doing in the meantime while I'm looking that up.
Unenchanted, all I need is a longbow.
They definitely have that. Just give me 1 second. Was there anything you were looking for, Itali or Archon?
I
Not yet.
just came to join.
Trouble, if I remember correctly.
What's that?
I said trouble, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
I'm just tagging along. Don't mind the stunty.
Didn't Atali get a lady almost fired for charming her?
Oh no, she definitely got fired and thrown in jail.
Yeah. And I paid for her to
Atali
get
get
out
a
of
lady
jail.
thrown in
Clearly
jail and
keeping
fired?
track.
I mean, I'm not sure paying for her to get out undoes the actual act of it. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, it was definitely 100% Atali, and Leo had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
That's
mean-
how I remember the story.
I went back and I read the notes, and that seems to be the case.
Who's writing the notes though?
Nope.
Yeah.
News. Didn't see the notes. Can't confirm.
It wasn't me actually.
I feel like Leonardo Carta may have just been the one writing the notes.
You know, history,
One,
the
keeping
good
our
guys
travel
are
logs.
written right down in history. It's the good guys that win. Good guys always win. They
So
write
it's
the
his
history.
story.
Yeah.
I knew this was going to be a partial shopping episode, and I still didn't
Oh dear.
have it up. Hold on 1 second.
Everything's 5 copper. Go.
No, absolutely not. No. No, she doesn't
I'll
want to go
take
back
the
to
store.
jail.
I've got this coupon that says buy one, get one of everything else for free. There's no expiration date.
Okay, Adventures Welcome has the following things. That there is a flyer. And
I told you I had a flyer.
it says, now for a limited time offering a special deal on big purchases. It's like in caps. Buy 1,000 gold's worth of items and get 100 gold off. Buy 2,000 gold's worth and get 300 gold off. They have potions of cold resistance, potions of flying, potions of water breathing, potions of heroism, potion of healing, bags of holding, ropes of climbing. And then they do have other assorted sundries and goods. But that's all that they have that is magical as of right now.
Then just a longbow it is. And another short sword, actually.
How much do they want for the bags of holding?
Bags
You
of
have one.
holding are 1,000 gold.
Unacceptable, sir.
But if you buy it, you get
Seems
100
a mite
off.
steep.
I demand a
So
seat
it'd
for
be
the store
9
manager.
It'd be 900. Really?
No.
Okay. Just gonna say. I
You
am
just say what my boss has, all sales final.
Yeah. I'm actually looking to see if there is. No, you're gonna make me look it up in the PHP. Longbow. One of the things I will never get over in Dungeons and Dragons, and it is like I don't have a ton of gripes about the system, but they can't ever put how much the dang item costs on the entry for the actual item.
Items and equipment.
That would make it too
weapons,
easy, Mark.
Marshall. Longbow, 50 gold pieces.
There you go.
Can I try and talk her down? or him or her? For them?
Um,
I don't know. Is this an exceptional longbow?
it is just a normal longbow. It looks finely crafted, but not like magically so.
How about a longbow and a short sword for 50 gold pieces?
What are you going to? How are you trying to do this? Are you trying to be intimidating? Are you trying to sweet talk them?
Just trying to bundle stuff together. You know, if I got two things, can we make a discount? Persuasion.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll. Um,
The short sword's only 10 GP, if that makes a difference.
she looks left and right, and she points to a little folded tent of paper that is standing on its own right by where she's doing her work that says no haggling allowed. She said, my manager doesn't allow it. Apparently something happened once. And so we're not supposed to haggle on the prices anymore.
All right, so be it. Whatever. Not a big deal.
I'm gonna put my hand over the sign. What's it say now?
It still says no haggling on prices.
Doesn't really count if you can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of told us.
I hand over the 60. Call it a day.
Thank you. Would you like a rucksack for these?
No, just hang the scabbard on my belt. So I got twin short swords. And you guys want to buy a short bow?
My fingers aren't really built for that kind of thing.
I was talking to her, but
Oh, I thought you were asking him as well. A short bow. We actually have. Give me one moment. She goes off and. What is the short bow list for?
I'm looking it up. All I see is longbow. Bow heavy, bow heavy.
25 GP.
25.
Okay. So she comes back and she says, we do seem to be a little light on our short bow supplies this month. I could offer you 15.
Done.
And she gives you 15 gold. Dragons. You know what I mean.
I understand.
Yeah.
Do you guys need anything? Looking at Arkham and Italy.
I think I'm good.
I'm all right.
Other than bags of holding, I'm sorry, I'm not just buying bags of holding out of.
I've got my
Yeah.
hands full with what I've got.
Beautiful. Let's all meet back up at Troll Skull Manor, I assume. Try to get this together and
Taquito Mask,
find out where the automaton is going.
make me a perception check, please.
Perception.
As you're walking out, you happen to see a little bit of movement off to your side, and you see the manager that got fired and went to prison.
Oh, she wasn't a manager. She was just a cashier first.
Oh, but she's manager now.
Oh, well, good for her.
And she does notice you and turns white as a ghost.
I'll
Somebody
wait.
you know, lad.
Do they wave back?
She turns and goes the opposite direction.
Doesn't
Got
seem
brown.
like she's on your, or like you're on her holiday card list, boy.
That's okay. I'm also now on the holiday card list of the person that drops us messages. Not the first time.
Oh, well, no worries then. Where were we off to again?
Troll Skull Manor, I believe.
Just back to the bar.
Okay.
Get everybody
Oh,
together and
good.
track down the automaton.
I'm getting thirsty anyway. First round's on me.
All right. You guys head back. Dryzen and Quark. You two wander about the market. There's all kinds of different stalls. Just about everything you could think of is here. You were looking for poisons, Dryzen?
Yes, poisoner kit and also a forgery kit while we're here.
Make me make me a persuasion check with advantage. Okay. As you guys thoroughly explore the market, there's nothing along those lines that you're looking for here.
Sorry.
You're fine. However, Dryzen, you see some things that most people would not notice, but you pick up on as being not flags, but just small things to say there's more going on under the surface here than.
All
And
right.
so you talk to some people, you make some inquiries, and they tell you, they basically give you a place where you can find the poisons. The forger's kit's going to be a different thing. Let's resolve one of these at a time.
Okay.
They actually are sending you to a thaumaturgist that lives in Many Cat Alley, which is just northeast of where you are right now. And they tell you go to Many Cats Alleys, follow the cats, take a right, take another right, and you'll be there.
All right.
And how much gold do you have currently?
I've got 171 gold and then 20 platinum.
Okay. Well, -5 off for the cost of doing business, getting the instructions.
All right. Okay.
Okay. And then, so if you can see on the map, oh, wow, you're like,
It's like
really
about
zoomed in.
here-ish.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. So, you get what they mean. As soon as you get to the edge of Many Cats Ways, there are actually a lot of cats. It's rather strange, but there are a ton of cats just seeming to carouse around, and they keep, for some unknown reason, keep going up and down the thoroughfare.
Can I have an exact number, please?
Probably around 60. Now, granted, this street's pretty big, so but they don't seem to spill out onto the two adjacent streets. Just for whatever reason, they keep moving back and forth. Some of them are like darting. Some of them are leisurely strolling. But yes, that's the short form of that.
Divine sense.
You are not there.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Sorry, got a little far in the mead bottle.
No, you're good. I'm going to move you for just a second, just so I can
Okay.
see it. Here,
Mhm.
the two of you. You see halfway down the alley, there is another alley that goes south. It's kind of similar to the layout of Turtle Skull Manor in terms of like the alley itself. You know, there's
Okay.
an alley that leads to another alley, and there's a bunch of shops back in there.
Right.
And in the tucked back in the bottom southwest corner of it is Thoroughgoods Thaumaturgy. And it does not look like a store. It looks like a house. And by a house, I mean a Japanese coffin hotel. It looks like it is extremely small.
Right.
And there is a big, well, I mean, the door is most of the size of the side of the building. There is a big red door and no windows.
Okay. So I guess I'll approach the door. And was I given any specific directions as to how to access the store? Or is it just kind of
Nope.
all right? So I'm just gonna knock on the door then, see if anyone answers.
After a moment, the door pushes open and you see a goblin that looks perhaps 100 years old. And he looks up and
For the
he's
moderately uninitiated, is that old or young for goblins?
old.
Okay.
Like, probably.
Like venerable?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, probably the oldest goblin that either of you have ever seen. And he looks up and says, who's knocking? What you need?
I was looking to acquire some poisons.
Poisons. And he looks down the street past you. Never heard of him. And he turns to start to go inside.
One moment. You see, I'm an adventurer by trade, and I heard of a monster that's rather susceptible to them. So I'd really like to get my hands on some.
Oh, so it's for adventuring, you say?
Yes,
Definitely not for killing people, you say?
for sure.
Well, then come on in. We'll see if we can't get you some plants that way.
Sounds good. Thank you.
How often are people buying poison to kill people?
Again, not there. As soon as the door closes, he turns and he looks straight at you, Dryson, and says, "Are you trying to get me in trouble with the watch?"
My apologies. It seems my wits have left me.
Clearly. Now, let's get down to business, because I'm actually curious what you want them for.
Well, I've had a run-in with some unsavory sort, and I thought better to have it on hand than not to.
Uh-huh. And what sort of unsavory sort? What name? Give me some names.
At the current moment, the Xanathar Guild.
Aha. So does that make you a beanstalker?
Would I be familiar with that term?
He looks at you and sees you're thinking the Xanathar Guild. Or does that make you part of the Zent?
No, I'm rather freelance, actually.
Ah, so you're not smart enough to stay out of their fight.
Unfortunately, a group of friend of mine's got involved, and Here I am.
He strokes his. Well, he doesn't really have
Family
much
show,
hair.
sir.
He doesn't really have much hair, so it's kind of. It looks like he's stroking out of repetition rather than actually stroking anything on his head because there's no hair there, and he seems to realize it and pulls his hand down.
Did he just muscle memory all of his hair away?
That's
from constant
pretty much it.
spreading?
Yes. He looks at you and says, "So, what exactly are you seeking?"
Well, something enough to hurt a man, I suppose.
But not kill him?
Well, actually, probably killing might be useful. Anything that stops attacks would probably help too.
Well,
Kind
do
of.
remember we are also in need of information that incapacitation would not be out of the question.
Yes, hence why I asked any paralyzing poisons.
That I have.
Was that the sound of his centrifuge spinning up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All the while, Quark is nervously shifting around, trying to make sure he doesn't knock into anything with his wings, since this place is really small.
Lord of the Bird People is nervous?
It's all the cats outside.
Can't eat cat.
I think
It's
he's
all
been nervous
Canadian.
since the day we met him. Nothing
The
changed.
cats eat
Walking
birds.
by the cats outside, and they're all like banging on stuff like prisoners on the new inmate coming into the clink. Welcome, fresh meat.
I
They're
am
kicking the cats away.
currently actually looking for something that paralyzes. Stand by.
Okay.
Okay, he pulls out a small green and yellow plant. It's mostly green leaves, but it has a yellow stem.
Okay.
And he says, "This'll do for most creatures. But if it's big and surly, might not do so well. But it is on, let's just say, the cheaper side. This is
I
called
appreciate
curare, and it runs about 150 gold."
All right then. So I procure the necessary funds to pay for it.
Okay.
Is there any chance that we could work out a deal? Say, I supply you with. No, I don't have anything to supply him with. Never mind. Nix everything I've said so far. 'Cause-
How dare you, sir?
I'm just trying to way to barter if I can, because that's a lot. But that's fine. Okay, yeah, I'll just fork over the 150.
Okay. You have, we'll say you have 2 full plants. That'll give you 3 doses of it and seeds to grow more.
Okay.
Basically, any creature subjected to the poison made from that must succeed on a DC 9 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 1 minute and paralyzed while poisoned.
Okay.
But the creature gets to make new saving throws at the end of each of its turn. Let me see if it's actually in here. If it is, I'll just drag it to your character sheet. Hold on.
Okay. Although, yeah.
No, of course not. That would be easy. Okay. How do I do this? How do I make an item to go to your thing? I don't know. Poisons. Oh, I see. They have sample poisons, but they don't have this. Okay. I've got a pin in this right now. We'll circle back on that in a little bit.
Now I have a thing. I put it in there as just kind of a placeholder.
Okay,
so-
that's perfect.
Okay.
Unacceptable.
Nope, now it's back.
Okay.
Oh, we have stream.
Yes, we have movie sign. You want me to work for you? I can't. I own a shop.
No, I hope to look forward. I look forward to working with you in the future on further deals.
Are you going to come and work at my store?
No, I'm just saying I'm probably going to buy more poisons from you in the future.
Oh, well, come back anytime.
Well, a good day to you, sir. And I'll take my exit with the bird.
Before we leave, I'm going to so what's the deal with the cats?
With the cats. What cats?
The cats in the alley. They just all seem to meander in there. I mean, do you feed them? Have you enchanted them? Or they just
Oh, those. No. Nobody seems to know. Somebody said there was like an accident of multiple carts of rodents that got overturned in the alley once upon a time ago, and the cats never left. And they're constantly chasing the ghost of mice. It sounds like malarkey to me.
ghost mice? Interesting.
Someone
Well,
else said it was magnets. I don't even know how you would get magnets under the alley, but that's what somebody said.
or why they would attract the mice.
Or the cats.
Oh, the cats, excuse me.
Yeah,
The
I
cats,
don't-
excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Thank you. And he'll exit the store as well and close the door behind him.
Do you find yourself outside during the day?
All right.
We were supposed to meet up with Three Finger again at some point here. He was doing some data reconnaissance for us, if I recall correctly. But were we
Right.
going to meet back up at Troll Skull first, or were we going to meet up back at?
I think we were planning on rendezvousing at Troll Skull and then heading to him when it was time.
Ah,
I
well,
believe
I think you still had a day before that happened.
we still have the
okay.
day before that happens. That's
Yeah.
right. We were spending the day. That's right.
right.
Now out of
Well, so while we were at the market, would I have noticed anything of interest to me that I'd want to head back for?
What were you looking for? And I can tell you.
I don't think I was looking necessarily for anything, but if while he was doing all his inquiries, if I was just looking about, would there have been something there that might have caught my eye? I don't know what's there, so I really don't know. I didn't have anything particular in mind. Just you can say no, and we can move along.
Give me 1 second. because I actually have a entry for this. So just give me 1 second, and I can tell you real quick.
Aha.
Mm,
Yeah, I should have enough for that because I'm just gonna convert
I think the
those
only
to
thing that
gold.
you saw was a store, and I don't want to say that it's a store per se, but you know how you when you go to some outdoor markets, there's so many booths close together that it basically creates the illusion of having a permanent store.
Right, right.
Yes. So there was a very homey looking shop that had a warm glow emanating from it. And the entire store was lit by candles, and you smelled a fantastic blend of spices. And that was probably the only thing that really stood out to you. That and a furrier.
I have not collected any hides, so okay. I'm gonna say that didn't trip my trigger for anything that I would feel the need to go back for. So we can. Well, I guess we can head back to Troll Skull unless there was something else you were looking to try to acquire.
Yeah, so just out of character. Wait, no. Would with 211 gold, would I have enough to acquire a forgery kit if I were to find one?
Uh, I want to say no. Oh, yes. Never mind. I'm wrong.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
then I would like to try and find and acquire one.
good. So,
And I say to
so,
Quirk,
so
I'm
short.
looking to get some writing materials as well.
Yeah.
So,
So short form is you don't find a kit, but you do find all the things to make a kit.
okay.
So you find papers, parchments, pens, inks, seals, sealing wax, gold and silver leaf. Yeah. So it altogether costs you about 15 gold.
So I will.
And yes, you get a forgery kit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DIY.
Kit and I need a calculator.
Lou,
Yes.
you have been tackling watching the estate thoroughly. You do not see anyone coming out or going in. And it's been super boring are the words that would come to mind. Because there's literally nothing happening that as far as you can tell. So what are your plans with that information?
How thick is the wall in the alleyway?
That is a great question. Thank you for asking. I do have that information. Just give me a moment. I gotta find you first. I know where you roughly are. You're up by in the north ward. I just gotta find you. Okay, there you are. Okay. So stand by one. I'm getting that information for you right now. So when you say the alley, are you talking?
Yeah, so there's the alleyway that is off to the side. There's like the little cul-de-sac of like housing that's
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
And then there's that wall that separates just that alley
Right.
from the courtyard.
Got it. So that one is not the wall. Okay, so short form, let me remind everyone that this map is not entirely accurate. So that southern or the southwest on Saradoon Street. Let me zoom in for the camera here. Hold on one second. There you are. Stand by one. Okay. So at Growlhund Villa, which is this zoomed in area here, that southern portion is actually walled off. And then the northern portion is also a thick wall, high wall. And then where you're talking about the alley coming off of Lion Street in the southeast, that is I'm pulling it up right now. Stand by. I'm making sure I have to look at the two maps together to make sense of it. Stand by. So that is that part, and then that is that part. Probably to answer your question, it's probably about a foot thick, and it has a little guard post next to it that is empty, which is about 4 or 5 feet deep.
Gonna be like 11.5 inches thick, or
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks
Okay.
like your guesstimation would be about a foot to 2 foot thick. Yeah. The
a foot to
ones
2
on
foot.
this,
So like I would be certain that it would be at least a foot thick.
yeah, probably. And the only doors are actually on the northwest side of that courtyard, which is how the vehicles and the horses get out. So it's like about right there in the kind of top left. That's where there's a double door in the wall that goes down the street. And that wall is probably, looking at the map, almost 7 foot thick.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm lying to you. I'm totally lying to you. I'm sorry. Like I said, they've really done a number with me on how they laid this map out. I'm sorry. I'm having to look at it sideways. I see now. Okay. So according to this, you've got there to there. That is 7 foot thick. You have that one, which is that building. And then, so it's 7 foot thick all the way around. The only place it is not that thick is going into the buildings itself. You would imagine the interior wall of a building is not going to be 7 foot thick, and where those gates are.
Does the exterior of the building make up any portion of the fortification, or is the wall completely encompassing like the outside of it? Like, does the wall run into the house, and then the house wall itself makes up a portion of like the edge of the property line, and then does the wall pick back up off of the house?
Yeah, so basically what it is the wall on this side looks like it goes into the house itself. And all the way over here and down. However, it's hard to tell because there's another house here, this bottom right one. It's hard to tell how much of the wall goes into the house, if at all. But
Okay.
what you do see is that there is actually a door right here. I didn't even, because of the way this, like I said, because of the way they have this map angled. It's so strange. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. There is a door right here on this side of the street. And then the wall starts on the north face of this one and goes across. And it goes into, so it's actually set back from the street. It is not, it is a 7-foot thick wall, but it is not flush with the end of the houses, if that makes sense.
Right. So it essentially comes off of the corner of that corner lot house and then dips over to the wall for the house itself.
Correct.
Okay.
But even
so
so,
like
it's
running almost straight east and west, essentially.
no, it's going. Hold on, let me just draw it. It's easier. Maybe we'll see. Freehand. Okay. This was probably a terrible idea, but oh yeah.
But we're doing it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the 7-foot wall. Oh God. Hold on. I need more space. Okay.
Are you having to use a trackpad to do this?
You would think so, but no, I'm using a mouse. It's just incredibly difficult. Okay, that's closer. So that's what that one looks like. So it is not flush against either house's wall. It's actually set in just like maybe a foot.
I understand. Okay.
And there is a door here. And then there is the 2 doors up here.
On the northeast face along Horn Street.
Right.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. There's basically 2 doors there, and it's that one is flush with the end, but it goes all the way. I'm just gonna leave a little gap there. Maybe we'll call it that. So this actually comes up this way, and this is a 7-foot wall all the way around over to here, except for the little gap, which is going to be the 2 doors.
All right. What's the general state of like how kept the streets are around it, or like in the little like courtyard and alleyway here? Is there a like bottles about and some other like trash and refuse, or is it relatively clean?
No, it's relatively clean. It's about the same as Troll Skull Alley.
Okay. Like to kind of take like a quick meander around and see if there's a like see if I can find, I don't think that I have a potion vial. I'm gonna see if I can find a like a bottle, like an empty bottle of liquor or something of that nature nearby.
Make me a perception check. It takes you a little while, but sure, you find one.
I am going to go post up on Serdorn Street in
Okay.
like the corner of where the wall meets the building itself.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out a I carry on me some like pints of oil for some spells. I'm going to take a little bit of that, put it into my hand,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna like slick my hair like all kinds of wrong real quick,
Okay.
like just so that it's clearly making Leo look more and more disheveled,
Yes.
intentionally so.
And dirty.
And yeah, precisely. And take the like the bowler hat and put it down in front of me, and put the like the bottle in my lap, and kind of like hunch forward, and sitting cross-legged in the corner with like my back towards the building itself,
Okay.
I'm going to start casting a ritual for detect magic.
Okay. I do want to point out a couple things. Just
Yeah.
make sure that you recall them.
Yeah.
This is patrolled by the watch. And they did seem to be moving anyone that was of ill repute out of this area when you were scouting before.
Okay, then this plan doesn't work. if
That's why I
would've
wanted to make sure I
understood that well.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that I had said that. You could try. Maybe you'll get lucky and be between patrols, depending how long the ritual takes to cast. I don't know. We'll let the dice determine that. But you can try if you want to. But you would have noticed that previously, because you noticed it because they actually did run some people off when you first got there. There were some, I can't remember. There was somebody. I do remember this though, that I specifically pointed out that the watch was there, because I think you asked the watch for something even.
Yeah, we asked them to identify the man, if it was the manor we were looking
That's
for.
right. That's right.
Okay. I am going to sit in the same corner, having not rubbed oil on myself, and I'm going to cast Minor Illusion and put myself in a what appears to be like a, let's say that it's a fairly solid pallet stood up next to like there is one fence or door on that side, right, for access?
It looks like it's on this lower building, and it might actually be another way to get the horses in. I'm not entirely sure from looking at the map. I'd have to read further down. Let me actually find
Okay.
out. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm going to make it so that like it's kind of a thick palette that's like enough for me to like kind of tuck into and start trying to like cast the spell. Granted, like detect magic does have a verbal component, and so if somebody's like very close and paying very close attention, like theoretically I'm detectable even inside of that, but
Mhm.
I'm going to keep the minor illusion up while casting detect magic. Does that make sense?
Yes, and just to be clear, it looks like it's a sliding wooden door that has a padlock on the outside holding it shut. And
Okay.
it looks like it leads maybe to stables. So go ahead and give me. Actually, I'll do it. Hold on. Okay. Okay. You cast detect magic. Can you throw it in the chat just so I can see the range and all that good stuff? Thank you. Within 30 feet. Okay. All right. Fair. I would do it to myself too. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Wrong map. And that lasted for how long?
Up to 10,
10
minutes.
minutes. Okay. With concentration. All right. So you cast it. Where are you going to go specifically?
So I'm going to, well, okay. So I also misunderstood detect magic. This whole like minor illusion thing wasn't even necessary. I mean, I could have just hung out like in any corner and done this, but I'm just going to um, essentially walk the perimeter around the house as if I'm coming from like Lion Street going up Cerdorn and then making the right and carrying on forward. Like I know that I need to be physically present for this and I can't use Tika for it. So like I'm just going to make a pass of the property and see what, if anything, I can see into the property to discover, but as if I have a destination beyond it.
Yep. Nope. I'm with you. Okay. Let me check anything here. 'Cause that tells me what I need to know. Okay. That answers that question. Ah, Meathless. You attacked. Okay. Oh, you're fine. I'm just going to put you over here. Oh, you didn't have to move that far. I was just going to move you out of the way. Okay, so that's going to be that space. That's going to be that space. Sorry, I'm having to go through a bunch of stuff here to answer your question. So far, when you start walking around the southern side, you are not detecting anything so far. Okay. That one, that one. Okay. So basically all of them from there forward. Okay. Oh, okay. So you do see a faint glow through the wall. I'm trying to find exactly where. Almost squarely in the. Where is this? In the corner right here. If you had to guess, I mean, from the size of the aura, it looks like it might be a book of some kind. And as far as what school of magic it is, abjuration magic.
Okay. And then as I continue and proceed north, I'm not catching anything, right?
No, it's not till you get to the end that you actually catch anything there. And I'm still going through. This is a multi-story house, and so I've got to figure out
Yeah, you gotta look
range
through
for
everything
up.
at once.
Yeah,
while
pretty
I'm-
much.
yeah.
So give me just 1 second. I'm still
Yeah,
trucking
that's
through it
fine.
all. No. I'm thinking that's, yeah, I think that's everything you see. So you make it all the way down, headed towards Lion Street on Horn. And that's the only thing you saw. Stand by one. That might not be right. Hold on.
Yeah, I know I'm asking about like an entire module in like one pass of a thing, so I don't mean to be that guy.
No, you're good.
precisely.
You're good. You're good. Let me.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
How dare you be curious and have questions?
Yeah. No, I just need to.
Yeah, it's just actions like this end up like tanking a pacing of.
No,
the-
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'd rather people thought interesting and cool ways to derail the plan.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't mind doing the research. I just need to check on the status of one thing. So hold on one second. That. It doesn't help that there's like 5 different things you guys could be doing, and so there's like branching things for each of the 5 things. So I have to look at all the different things to find out where you're at on those. So just stand by.
I expected more efficiency out of the GM, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that, but then the question is, okay. Yep. How about the one thing that I need to know you should tell me? Okay. So I almost have an answer for you. Stand by one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the short form, okay. Which number was that? Sorry. Almost there. Yes, so that's G16. You sunk my battleship. Oh, shoot. No, because if you're there, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes. And even if you weren't, if you were there, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Roll me a D10 and don't roll a 0, 1, or 2. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. So if you saw the outline of the book or the glow in the corner here, this is like about like right in the middle of this, but up slightly. and you see what would appear on a second story, a faint outline of darn near close to every school of magic possible. It does not, it's like it's a strange shape.
It's the Robo wife, child, partner thing.
Man head face thing. It is. I mean, since you just saw one, it might be the Nimblewright. That would probably be the first thing that comes to your mind. It doesn't look humanoid, but it does. I mean, kind of. After a fashion. So that's probably what you're seeing. And it's right on the edge of your detect magic. So it keeps moving in and out. You can see it for a second, then you can't, then you can. But it appears to be in about the center of the house on the second story.
Okay. And you said that as an insight thing. I've got a pretty clear picture that it is Nimblewright, like the automaton that we're looking for to begin with, right?
Right.
Okay. And then that's the only other thing that we like catch as I'm going by, correct?
Yes. So to be fair, retcon a little bit, that you would have detected that first when you're on Saradoon Street. But no matter which side you approached it from, it is literally going in and out no matter which side you approached it from. Because it's literally at 30 to 35 feet away from you. On the second story. And then you would have noticed the book after that.
Okay.
And that's all you saw.
Sounds good. What's the what's your ruling on the well, you're familiar with it and you can communicate with it. Never mind. I answer my own question.
Okay.
No, I still have a question. What is your view on changing the creature type of a familiar? Do you have to spend the 10 gold in supplies each time you change the shape or form of your familiar?
Yes.
Okay. Do I see any like paper boys or anything? Like any types of like kids in the area as I'm kind of like walking through that like might live in the area that like play in the street? Not necessarily like street urchins, because I understand that they won't be there.
You happen to see wandering down Saradoon Street. A young page boy that is the one that generally runs errands for you guys at the Troll Skull Manor.
Would Leo know his name?
Leo would know his name.
His name that Leo remembers was
Mm-hmm. The god of
Yeah, I'm
this
not-
world would also know his name, but Mark does not.
all Okay, his new name is Garcon.
No, it was. I do have it here somewhere.
No, I do too, somewhere, but I'm not. I call the boy by his name, and give him a quick wave,
Yes.
and
So what can I
Called the
do for you?
boy by his name. I like how you spit that out, man.
yeah.
What can I do for you, sir?
You remember the Troll Skull Manor, yes?
Fancy meeting you here, of course.
Very good. How would you like to earn a couple of gold for an evening's work?
Do I have to see the bad man?
No, you don't actually.
Oh, well, then I'm definitely in.
Very good.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry. Zakusa's gone.
I pull out a small piece of paper and I fold it into a very small origami bird in my hands. And I hand it to the boy. I said, if anything happens or comes up, if you can just stay about this area, keep an eye on the house here over my shoulder. If anything comes up, I want you to go ahead and write on the paper and then throw it into the air. And by the way, I'm casting animated scroll here.
Okay. And what do you want me to write, sir?
If there's something that you think is a bit out of the ordinary that you see happen, just send this my way and I will come running and just catch up with you shortly. Make sure that you don't get in harm's way. If anything bizarre happens, to protect yourself.
Begging your pardon, sir, but I don't quite understand. If, like, I see two homeless people get in a fight, is that strange? Since it's a nice
I
area?
more mean comings or goings of the property, anything that looks like hooded figures on rooftops or something of that nature, more so than the neighborhood happenings.
He nods confidently at you and puts his hand to his head as if making a salute.
That's
Yes,
a good
sir.
boy. And I will go ahead and hand him his 2 gold.
And if anyone asks what I'm doing, sir,
Let them know that they can get cheap drinks at the yawning portal.
right. Cheap drinks at the yawning portal.
You don't want them to come to Trollsco?
No, I don't want to tip the hand that the people from Troll Skull Manor have a kid out there staring down this.
Yeah, Dan, that is exactly what he is doing at this point.
Yeah.
He is staring down the wall and the door on Saradoon Street. People are crossing in front of him, but he is intently staring. And you don't know where the 2 gold went. It was in his hand a second ago, and it's completely gone now. And you didn't see him move. And are you going to leave him to it at that?
Yeah. Yes. What's the range on alarm?
Is what? Did you syringe an alarm?
What is the range on alarm?
Oh, I don't. That is a good
30
question.
feet. Yeah, that doesn't. Yep. I'm going to leave him to it and start heading back towards Troll Skull Manor.
Okay, and you no longer have detect magic up.
Correct.
Because
I
animated
have
scroll
to
is
drop it
concentration.
for animate, but
Yeah.
I would have
Got it. Perfect. And you head back. Eventually, everyone arrives back at Troll Skull Manor, and that is where we'll take our 20-minute break right here. And we'll be back in a little bit. What's up, Ken? Oh, my sound didn't loop like it was supposed to. What? Hold on. Play. There we go. No, we are on break, Ken. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Ah, I see. Shank is persistent that way. He's staring a hole in our souls. I'm not sure why. That's better. Yes. I call this Vagrant Going to Kill You. By Chanel.
All right, that's as crazy as I could get it.
Hi Ashley, how are you? Actually, I haven't done crazy face on my new camera.
Bro, you gotta watch out. You might lose those eyeballs.
How are you tonight, Ashley? I hope you're doing well. We're on a quick break for the evening.
Mark, have you? Oh God, this was the stream that I actually saw it on the first time. Have you seen the updated trailers for that movie, Smile?
Oh no.
Oh my God!
Looks like a
bro.
guy.
Every
Like
time,
what?
every time they come out with a new trailer, I'm like, oh God, no! I want to see it, but I don't want to go through that counseling.
And Jimmy's like, what did I walk in on? We were doing crazy faces. It's thing you do.
It's something you do to, you know, just
actually
fill the
gave
gap
me a
when
headache.
you're bored. Yeah, my temples and my jaw kind of hurt.
Like, I think I might have almost pulled a muscle in my eye.
I mean, you were bulging, bro. Like that was, they were about to come out of your face.
Yeah, my eyes are swole.
See, that's the
I'm
crazy
Chad
thing.
crazy.
You're more than willing to pop them out, but nothing goes into them.
Mm. I mean, you could do the. No, that's just gonna get me in trouble across every possible way. I'm never mind. Not gonna even entertain that. How's the adventure going? The adventure is going well. It has been part stakeout, part shopping episode. And now,
And all shenanigans.
yes. And now everyone is regrouping back at the home base, and there shall have to be choices made as to what to do next. And we're listening to some upbeat Dark Razor music. On the break. You finished the Cyberpunk anime last night? I haven't even started it yet. Did you like it? Today was one of the most exercise and patience days for work stuff that I've had in quite a long time. Because I have old WordPress and I'm trying to migrate it from one host to a new host. The new host won't do anything but 7.4 for PHP. The old host was on 5.2. And the version of WordPress that it was hosting is super low. And so nothing is carrying over from one server to the other. So we're literally having to recreate everything and populate it one step at a time. First, build the WordPress, then transfer the database over, then transfer the content over, piecemeal. You never finished it? I finished it. I really like that game. I did the hacker. Yes, I'm excited for the new DLC. I was
Talking
quite
about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I was quite satisfied with the hacker run by the end. You can't do it like completely Metal Gear Solid style. Like you're gonna have to shoot some stuff eventually. But I mean, it's very useful and it's a lot of fun. I guess the best way to say is you have in your mind what a full hacking run looks like, and while the reality was not that, it was like 70%, which was not bad. Right. I never do that, Ken. That's why you're a hacky slashy character and I'm a kill it from range person. And your best weapon was the talking gun. Yeah, I had the talking gun.
Oh, bro, Skippy's amazing.
I wouldn't go that far.
I played I had Skippy, and then what was the elemental pistol that you get from the Brain Dance Club? It's pink, and it's like every round fires a different element. They rotate constantly.
Nice.
I had that, and then I had burning mantis blades.
I'm trying to think what I had.
They were pretty rocking.
I had a sword. I know I did use Skippy for a while. I'm not sure if I still have him or not.
I'll just take my cheap dad joke and put it back in my pocket.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I said I had burning mantis blades. They were pretty rocking. Burning Man. No. All right. Cool. All right.
I got the Burning Mantis.
Burning Man. They were pretty rocking. No, never mind.
Okay. I find if you explain it several more times, it always works better.
Hold on. I'm gonna send you a meme or something just to spite you.
It was one of the things I loved about living with Japanese students is like if you had to explain the joke, then it just wasn't worth it most of the time.
I'm done with you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm removing you from this community, sir.
In this example, I am the Japanese student.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Jimmy Julius. Actually, I think I used it for a little while, but the novelty wore off. Oh yeah, Ken, 100%.
I did like God, there was a hack ability where it was like a virus.
Hmm?
You just put it on one person and they would
Mhm.
it would basically DPS them until they died, and then it exploded and went to everybody else.
Yep, that's my main weapon at endgame. I can like take out football fields of people.
Yeah. I need to go back and I need to get Johnny Silverhand's pistol.
Hey, we're
I
talking
have his
about
car
Cyberpunk?
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, his card was really good. I like his car.
yeah. It
I
handled
went out
well.
and got that McLaren or whatever it was in the Con Xbox in the cave out in the desert.
So PUBG is doing a thing right now where you can get a McLaren for use in game. Basically, what happens is when you see the two-door coupe, you can hit H and it will turn it into a McLaren, and then you can drive it around. It's
Does it change the stats or anything?
No, it's just cosmetic, but you have to grind like a lot to get it. And one of the things that I didn't really care for that they did was they have two separate events going on. They have the McLaren Pass, it's like a battle pass in which you get this thing, and then they had a McLaren Workshop event, and all the stuff from the McLaren Pass goes into the workshop, the McLaren Workshop, so that you can get stuff. Well, the McLaren Workshop, all this stuff says if you don't use all the McLaren points or redeem all of it by the time the event ends, then you won't be able to do it anymore or get the stuff. And so in the workshop, I guess they had another event going that was like, if you do these things, you'll get 30 points or whatever. And they said the McLaren event was ending. And so I paid a little money to finish it off because I wasn't going to make it in the 2 days they gave left. Well, it turned out it was this little side workshop thing inside the McLaren Workshop that was ending in 2 days, not the pass. The pass is stuck for another 45 days. So I spent money to buy a McLaren I didn't need to spend money on. So I'm not super happy about that. So yesterday I murdered 3 people with it in one game. I was very happy with it.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, sir.
Wow, Ken.
Your achievement list is ever expanding, sir.
There's nothing better than being up close and seeing the lights go out in their souls, LMAO. Yes, there is. Being far away and watching their heads explode like melons.
I've actually heard that up close is awful. So
all right, we are all back. When we left off, everyone was reconvening at Ye Old Troll Skull Alley at the Troll Skull Manor. You all arrive. Leo is the last one to arrive back. And it is at this point probably about, say, 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
All right. All right. So thinking back to my infiltration days, would I know of any like safe houses near Growlhund Villa or in the city?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Hold on.
While you're doing that, Quark realizes he thinks he never told the Emerald Enclave about the twig blights and that whole thing, and that's a thing they should probably know about. So he's going to borrow a quill and paper and write them a note and get a courier boy to send that off to them.
Fair enough. Matt, do you have a card?
Do I have a card?
Do you have a card?
I believe I do.
You do not.
Do not? I do not.
So you have a card now.
I do. Oh, I see. Ken only hangs out when we're not playing.
Right. That's correct.
Yep.
Mr. JRPG says, I don't understand how tabletop games work, but I digress.
Neither do we.
Clearly, we do not.
Great. So, yes, so you do that and get that off to the Emerald Enclave. I am checking. Okay. So make me a memory. Is it memory? What is that roll? History.
History?
History. Make me a history check, please. Difficulty
Okay.
10.
Please succeed. Ah!
Yes. Yes, you do. All right. So the short version is the Harpers have a safe house in the Raging Lion Inn, which is at the intersection of Lion Street and the Troll March. Well, it's Lion Street. It's right here. It's Lion Street, the Troll March, and Horn Street. So it's literally right here. Yep. It's this
Okay.
this guy, the yellow. Oh, you don't see that because it's thrown out.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And anything about any Xanathar safe houses, or do I remember anything about those? Or
Xanathar Guild safe houses?
yeah,
No, you wouldn't know where those were.
okay,
You might know about a couple Zent ones, but none for Xanathar.
okay,
All you know is most of them are underground.
gotcha. Okay. I guess then I will set to taking the seeds off the Curicares to plant those, and then working in making them into the usable doses of the poison.
Got it. Give me a alchemy check. Yeah, it takes you like most of the time most of the time that you've been working with different supplies and things, it's been powders or dried stuff. So this takes you a little longer, but you figure it out. You now have are you using all three now, or are you saving some for later? How many doses are you wanting to make?
As many as possible with what I have available, I guess. Yeah.
So then you'll make all three.
Yeah.
Okay. You have
And
three.
of course, I'm setting the seeds aside and planting them as well.
Understood. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so you've got three doses then.
Okay.
And you can tell that this is going to be like you'll need to put this on a wound to work.
Right.
I mean, you could probably coat a blade with it, and that would work also.
Right.
Okay.
That's all I got for the moment.
Okay. You're all down in the common room. The ghostest with the mostest has made some stew. He's handing it out to everybody. Serving up some mugs. Gives 2 to the dwarf.
Ah, thank you, good spirit.
I was watching the compound for a while, and there's really not much that anybody's moving in or out. Seems relatively underguarded as well. There's a gardener with a couple of dogs, and there's it may be an entrance that might be a little easier or less conspicuous than the front gate off of the rear of the building, but that we may have already had some insight into this. It looked as though the Nimblewright itself was inside of the building. So
Please
I think
hold.
that once we hear from Three Fingers, we should consider moving somewhat quickly. I had the boy stay with a note that was able to essentially reverse send to me if something interesting should happen. So we may need to be at the ready to leave if we receive word of something of note happening at the compound.
Please hold.
All right.
Please hold. Please hold.
Processing.
Yep.
Processing.
Yes. Slower is the proper way.
Buffering.
Because you just said something, and that reminded me of something else, and that reminded me of a third thing that I need to actually check for you. That's why I can't find it, because I'm in the wrong thing. Yeah, no, you're not doing that. You're doing that. Oh, man. Okay. So dumb. Stand by.
Uh-oh.
All conferees.
Oh,
stand
okay.
by.
So, Leo, you also noticed that the gate, on the set of ornate iron gates, the lock on it was glowing as well.
Okay. Noted.
So that's
Lock,
yeah. So you're guessing it has a spell cast on it, and what would that be? That would be I guess abjuration. We're gonna call it abjuration. And then the groundskeeper and the two mastiffs also were glowing. And that would have been conjuration.
Okay, that changes things. Groundskeeper.
Conjuration and illusion.
I thusly also relay this information to
And
everybody sitting at the bar.
transmutation. Sorry.
Okay, that's conjuration, illusion, transmutation.
Oh, work the other 4 schools in there while you're at it.
No, that's enough. The worst part is I have to read what it is, what it does, and then figure out what the schools are.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, it's definitely that. And then I see the next thing, and I'm like, oh, it's also that, and also that.
Right,
It's
so
a
I relay
rainbow of
this.
magic.
Yeah, I'll relay the alternate entrance. Seems like it may be not only a little bit more discreet, but also perhaps a bit easier for not having to deal with the enchanted lock on the front gate, though Matheless, perhaps that wouldn't be too difficult for you to begin with. And the groundskeepers and the mastiffs, not fully present, or conjured beings, and perhaps some form of illusion as well. So there's something that somebody wants to protect and not to bring other people into the area that they might discover what's being protected.
I think I might have a means around the back gate. I can produce an item that can create a fair bit of acid if we wanted to try and break through the back lock. Rather than try and lockpick it. I don't know. But that is another option that we have.
Good to know. Has anybody heard from Three Fingers, or are we seeing him tomorrow?
I believe that is tomorrow.
I don't know if I can disarm a magical lock.
I thought you were the best rogue / magician on this side of the ocean, Methalus.
That's what I love about you. Always got the good jokes.
You know, if you got a little time tonight, I might have a solution for that if you want to come upstairs with me.
Ooh, practice.
There's a proposition. um, not to be too party pooping on this all, but at this point too, I mean, we have no due cause to enter the building. You know, if we get caught, we will be clearly in the wrong based on appearances alone. So we may have to try to find a way to draw them out, or at least invite us in.
Aesol puts his hands up in a shrugging motion, says, "You guys could also let the watch handle it, I suppose."
Oh, now where's your sense of adventure?
I don't think that we get the reward if the watch handles it.
There's a reward?
Yes, we're being paid for removing the illicit constructs present in the premises.
Who's paying for that? Is it the watch?
No. No, not the watch. It's the... what's the Tinker's
Church where
Guild?
they-
Hand of God, I think.
Hand of God.
Right.
Hand of which god exactly?
Gone.
GOND.
Oh, sorry. I'll just go back to the bottom of the glass.
Right. But if you guys get caught there, it won't be the hand of God that has to answer to the watch.
Well, that's why we're meeting with Three Fingers first, to see if this is even
Above the table,
The
we're
right course to
profitable
take.
now in running the troll skull, or are we still like bleeding occasionally in order to
Eh,
operations?
he
We're
raises
about even.
one hand above his head and the other hand much lower, like tipping a scale. He's like, eh. Some days are diamonds. Some
See,
days.
somebody's got to earn your wage, and then
not
I'm gonna
so
stand
much.
up and walk upstairs. It's a moody Leo.
I'll follow.
Any
I'm gonna stay here eating
I'm
these
going
too.
to, yeah. I'll motion to you to follow me to the library study, and then I'm gonna hand you a book to start looking over for a spell.
Are you spending the 50 gold to add it to your book, Sean?
What spell are we talking about here?
Knock.
Isn't it a second level spell?
Let me pull it up. Knock is a second level transmutation.
Can't cast it yet.
Hmm. I'm just gonna wave it in front of you and be like, "Look what you can do one day."
I will spend the 50 gold to put it in my book, but I can't cast it yet.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
I send this to chat? I don't know if I can. Doesn't matter. You can look up knock. and
Yep.
See if
I
you,
know what knock
okay,
does.
you know it.
I
I've
don't
always
think I
wondered
can.
about that. Does the book magically eat the 50 gold, or is this just like a
It just
gentleman's
costs.
agreement? You
It's-
just give it to.
it's just like
it's the weirdest thing.
No,
Yeah.
it's for the sake of brevity that we go over this, but technically that is a cost in fine paper and inks that are capable of taking down the spell.
right.
And if you're very familiar with the school, for example, as a wizard, it costs you less attempts on paper and less ink overall to draw the patterns. And so that's the
Okay.
reason why it's technically reduced. In essence, we could each time simulate that we have to go out shopping for like X amount of paper and ink and such, but for the sake
Right,
of
right. I
brevity,
guess
we don't.
I've never played a spellcaster before, so I just always. I mean, I get buying it from a store, 50 to copy it, fine, that makes sense. But just you're sitting down at your house, you've already bought supplies and everything. It's just like copying out of one book into another. It's just like. Anyway,
how
carry
dare
on.
you? How dare you, sir?
I know.
How
Little
dare
education
you
going on.
attempt to usurp years of tradition?
There you go. I just added it to your book, mate.
Thank you, because I can't.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
no way to,
It's me.
for me to search.
I have the power. I have it.
Of Grayskull!
Perfect.
Oh,
Would you add
sorry,
a
wrong
second
mythos.
short sword to my weapons? To the
No.
regular, not a +1.
What do I look like to you?
The
A
person who has the
GM at the
power.
moment, sir.
You
These-
just said it.
These reasonable requests are just too much.
And I filled in longbow, but I don't know if it's gonna do it right. So
Sorry to overwhelm your delicate sensibilities, sir.
Yep. Okay. You need a short sword. I'm just gonna remove the longbow you have there, and I'll drag one in
cool.
just to be sure that it's correct.
That's fine.
Unlock it. Delete the longbow. Okay, it's gone. And then you need a short sword. Did it put it on there?
I see short sword.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be a second one, wasn't it?
That is the second one.
I see longbow, long sword, short bow, short sword.
There's no short bow, and there's no long sword.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong spot.
Okay.
I was looking at your proficiencies, not your. Oh man, I just got rid of your longbow proficiency.
You should probably put that back.
Probably. Type weapon longbow. Oops, did I roll
I
something?
see how the GM's trying to rig the game.
Mhm. You know it.
We're going to add a random
Inappropriate,
element
sir.
where your proficiencies are going to randomly delete and get new ones overnight.
Yep.
It's our own little version of a roguelite.
There we go. Got it. Okay, and then you need me to add in a longbow.
Well, I mean, it's there. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. I deleted the wrong thing. Where is the longbow here? I don't see it. I see short bow. You have two short bows currently.
I don't have any short bow, but
If you look under items, scroll of
yeah.
pedigree, and then two short swords.
well, I should have a magical short sword and a regular short sword.
And then a short bow down below it, under the burglar's pack.
Well, you can remove the short bow because I sold it. I don't know how to manage my own freaking inventory.
You hit the lock at the bottom, and then
Yeah, I saw that.
delete it. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So you have a short sword +1, and then for some reason,
Regular short sword.
yeah, regular swords, 2 short,
And a longbow.
and I still don't see
4
the longbow.
daggers. I just purchased it. I didn't put it in there.
Oh right, okay, you didn't do it. Oh, that's what I'm saying. You said I put one in here before.
No, I put it up under the attack and damage
Ah,
box.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. It'll automatically put it up there.
Whoops.
That's fine. Did it go? I don't see it. Try again.
This is what happens when you only play once a quarter.
Oof.
Yeah, well, longbow. I keep putting it in there, but I don't see it. Longbow. There it goes.
There it is.
There it goes.
Sweet.
Perfect. So that should now appear up in your attacks.
It is there.
Perfect. Okay, great. Does anyone else need anything drugged while I'm here?
When I take my long rest, I'm gonna make my alchemy jug. I don't know if that's something you have to drag from there or not, but
Alchemy jug.
yep. It's one of my infused items that I can make.
Jug. Is it a... Nope, that's not it. I do not seem to have anything under that name.
Okay.
So we will make something and make it work on your sheet.
Okay. Because it's literally just acid or other different things from it.
Okay. Okay, so that's done. I guess, does anyone else have any other things they want to do this evening before retiring for the night?
Not for Quark.
Okay. Then
Yeah, I got no jugs to make, so I'm good.
sleep eventually comes to those that want it. It is bright and early the next day, say 7 a.m. What are you
Archon
guys?
gets out of his chair and goes up and goes to bed.
I'm going to take my newly forged alchemy jug and pour some of the acid into a vial.
That's vile. Okay. Done. See if I can get a vial of acid. Vial of... Nope. Vial. Nope. Okay. I mean, the day is yours, everybody. What would you like to do?
And I never got a message from the boy over the course of the evening for like the bird never flew back to Troll Skull.
Bird never flew back to Stroll Skull.
What time are we supposed to meet with Three Fingers? Do we remember / no?
I believe
I
it
think
was...
he just asked for the day.
Yeah, he just asked for the day before. Where
I guess I would just
Tryson?
wait till about midday and head that way. I guess.
You all going
Um,
separately together?
I would imagine together unless other
I'll
people have
join.
things to do before then. If other people have things to do before then, feel free to do them. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to.
I've got nothing. I'm good. I'm ready.
Quark will wait and go at noon.
Are you going independently or going with everybody else?
Given the circumstances, as of late, I'm probably going to at least stick with the wingman.
Okay. What about you, Cork?
I would think we would go as a group, so I mean,
Yeah.
that would be his
Yeah.
idea. I mean, if he had any input on it to give, that they go as a group.
I would concur.
And
And did-
depending on the information, we may need to take action rapidly. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Mitchell, I just added that acid to the bottom of your sheet, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Anyone have any other things that they want to do before heading out? Then you head out to the yawning portal. You get to the yawning portal. It is already bustling, even at noon. Everyone waves their hellos. You make your way to Three Fingers. Three Fingers nods and takes you up to the second story back room. And he says words. And
Those are good words.
Man, how
Yeah.
impressive, sir.
Yep, pretty much. Yep, you're good with that. You're good with that. Basically, what Three Fingers tells you at that point is that the man Fala saw matched the description of Erstal Floxen, which is a suspected member of the Black Network. Which, for those at home keeping track, the Black Network are the bad Zents.
Okay, reiterate one more time.
Yeah, the Three Finger says that the man that Fala saw matches the description of Erstal Floxen, who's a suspected member of the Black Network.
Is it? And did you say Black Zent?
Black Network, they're the bad Zents.
Black Network. Okay.
So basically, there's a war within the Zentarim itself. There's the bad guys who follow somebody named Manchun, and then there's the not so bad guys who are the ones that reached out to you, Mayflaws.
Well, we never really.
Yeah, reached out to you, but you never really.
Yeah.
Okay, then sorry, thinking about before when I was asking you about safe houses, would there be any Zentrum safe houses in that area?
Again, you wouldn't know.
Okay.
Your knowledge would be restricted to things like Emerald Enclave, Harper's, things of that nature.
Okay.
Three Fingers also tells you that another North Ward resident claimed that he saw the man with the description of Erstal Floxen enter Gralhund Villa shortly after the fireball incident. The resident reported him to the City Watch because Erstal looked suspicious.
do we know if the watch took any action
They
on that
did.
information?
They did. 2 City Watch constables spoke with Lord Gralhund. He assured them that no one had broken into the estate and that everything was fine, and the constables had no grounds to get a search warrant, so they didn't pursue the matter.
No one breaking in is not the same as him not being there.
Also, I figured you'd probably want me to do a little bit more digging. I actually spoke with Rainier. Rainier doesn't want anything to do with his father. And his father is cast a long shadow over him. But
Why does he want nothing to do with him?
because according to Rainier, he ruined his life by embezzling, as the Lord of Waterdeep, all the dragons that are supposedly buried somewhere under the city. He said that a gnome spy named Dalakar had been watching him for months, and about 10 days ago, the spy was suddenly nowhere to be seen. He said that his father didn't trust many people, but he did trust that gnome. And I spoke to a few of...
Sorry, above table was the gnome that we're currently speaking of. Is that the gnome that we found out at the explosion?
And I spoke to a few of Dalakar's friends. Apparently, he was on a special mission to retrieve the Stone of Galore, and he was afraid that the Zent and the Xanathar Guild were close to catching him. When he heard about Rainier's kidnapping, he wanted more information about the adventurers who had rescued him. So Rainier thinks Dalakar was planning to pay you to deliver the Stone of Galar to his father in Neverwinter, but obviously didn't make it to the manor.
Thank you for answering my question, sir.
I did try and find Dalakar's friends, but looks like they've gone into hiding. Have yet to track anyone down.
Okay, since we've had like a number of weeks and like that and interspersed like not super gaming week, can we quickly, and sorry if everybody else is up on this and I'm just the only one that's having a hard time remembering, can we quickly recap the process for like the stone, Rainier's position, and like his father? So like his father is Gralhund, and Rainier.
No.
Where was Rainier? Okay,
No, Rainier is the son of the former Lord of Waterdeep. His name is Rainier Neverember. His father was Lord Neverember, and apparently he absconded with a huge amount of money embezzled from the city. He was the prior open Lord of Waterdeep. He supposedly hid it somewhere in the city and then left. And is currently, I believe, the open Lord of Neverwinter. So they can't really do anything, like the Lords of Waterdeep can't really do anything to him while he is the Lord of Neverwinter, because that would be a bad look.
Right. Okay. Rainier, son, disgruntled against father, and when we went with the gnomes that we were questioning, they were with the good Zents trying to get the stone from the bad Zents. I'm hip firing. I'm not like
So Dalakar had stolen Stone of Galore from the Xanathar Guild, and the 3 bad Zentrum members were hunting him down to acquire the Stone of
Correct.
Galore, which is now missing, along with Ursula Floxen, who was leading the bad Zentrum to hunt Dalakar.
This man has the gist of it.
And the Stone of Galore is also supposedly the key to finding Lord Neverember's secret stash of dragons. If I remember correctly.
This man still has the gist of it.
Okay. And so he stole. Wait, Dalakar stole the stone. Dalakar is the gnome spy.
Right.
He stole it
Dalakar
from.
Dalakar was working.
Anathar.
Stole it from Xanathar. He was working for Lord Neverember.
Xanathar.
And Xanathar is the beholder.
Right. Working as an agent, not for Rainier, but for Lord Neverember.
Correct.
Yes.
And then Fireball's Bad Zents tried to steal it from him.
Yes. I mean,
And seemingly successfully.
and then the question becomes the automaton is the one that fired the fireball. Who is the automaton working for?
So we think that the automaton might be getting used by the Bad Zents at the moment. And so we've tracked him to Gralhun's estate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Along with Erstal Floxen, we tracked some of his blood and other detritus to Gralhund.
thank you.
Of course.
Sorry if that was unnecessary for everybody else, but it's getting a little bit long.
No, it helped me
No,
put
it's
things
just a-
back together too, so.
Good recap. Good recap.
100%.
Nope, I'm still kind of lost, so you're good.
There's a lot of names. A lot of
Yeah,
names.
a lot of
Mhm.
names.
The Tolkien book worth of names.
You
Alright,
should
but
see this.
we need to get into the house to figure out. That's our current objective.
Is it? Three Fingers
Well,
says?
okay, that's my current idea. Well, that was above table. Sorry.
Is that where we think we're going to find the automaton?
Yeah, that's where we know we're
Yeah.
gonna find it. I mean, I
Yeah.
confirmed it, right? Not
I
only
think
do we
that's
have
where we're
the
gonna
and
find
the-
both Erstal and the automaton.
And the
That's gonna be
doohickey
our best
also
bet moving
showed
forward.
that it was there.
Mm-hmm. This is our only
There's,
lead thus far.
there's clearly something afoot. Again, if we know we know the guard the watch was notified and they were unable to take action. Since it's magic afoot, we could involve the Black Tower, but that might risk exposure of the automaton, which would not please the hand of
Gone because they wanted
Gone.
it kept quiet.
Three Fingers strums his lute. My. This sounds incredibly intriguing.
might inspire a song one day.
What will the menagerie do?
You wouldn't happen to have or know where one could find a image of the likeness of either of the lords or ladies of House Gralhund?
Like just a picture of them?
Quite.
Hmm. Wouldn't there be like a office that keeps track of this stuff or something like that?
To what end? Three Fingers asks.
I have a knack for taking on the appearance of others, as it were.
Oh. Stand by one.
All companies stand by.
Well, that doesn't do us any good if they're in the building.
Do, 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 do. Jesus.
As is the rule with most things, acting like you belong there is 9/10 of the battle.
Quite.
This is super frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I have obviously heavily modified this module, but there was actually a quest in the main stuff that I no longer used that is exactly along the lines of where you're going. So now I am looking through the material trying to find the original one in order to all right, let's try it like this. Can I search? I can search. Okay, stand by. I'm going to have to do this manual search. Hold on. Because I need to know the name of something, so stand by.
DM spends hours and hours customizing campaign. Party ends up trying to do a plot that was in the base campaign.
I know, right? It's like,
That's how it works.
well,
I also
it's okay. It's all right. I remember enough of it to go forward. So the short version is that Three Fingers goes to the door, and you know, as soon as Three Fingers opens the door, you hear the din of everybody talking in the yawning portal, etc. And he yells out, "Yola, come up here!" And after a minute, one of Durgan's serving girls comes up, and she looks at Three Fingers and looks at the group of you. "Do you need some drinks?" And he says, "No, come inside." And she comes in, and he looks at her and says, "Can you do Lord Grailhunt, please?" And she blinks and says, "Really?" And he nods. And she changes shape in front of you into a stately older gentleman with gray temples. And
Well, isn't that a neat trick?
Three Fingers says, "This is Lord Grailhunt."
And I will actually do the same.
Three Fingers' eyes shoot up. His eyebrows shoot up. And so does Lord Grailhunt's.
I would have thought you were more rare than this. Apparently, you're just as common as everybody else.
"Oh, I wouldn't go that far," Lord Grailhunt says. "There's
Quite.
only 4 of us in the entire city, probably this side of the country."
Our numbers are not wide and far in this realm, it would seem.
"Interesting," Lord Grailhunt says. And Three Fingers says "interesting" at the same time.
I think I've got the shape of it down now. I'm going to revert back to my semi-standard appearance.
And Yola reverts to her serving girl appearance. She she looks at you inquisitively, but does not ask anything, and nods to Three Fingers and leaves.
Sorry, what was her name?
Yola.
Yola? In case I need reference for other people at some point.
Yes.
Okay.
So are you two?
And I Can I say
infiltrate the
thank you
manor
to our
then.
Russians? I'm thinking so. I think that's our best path forward. At least in terms of learning more information. Though I
I have
suppose
a-
it's up to the rest of my compatriots if they agree.
Politics in this
Well,
city are a bit of a tricky thing. You could always leave it to the watch.
Aye, but do we have enough to convince them to take action?
As a rule, I am not much use with subterfuge. So I really don't know. Someone would have to help me understand how I would fit into this plan, if there is one, other than wait for everyone to start screaming and dying and then proceed to shoot whoever seems to be the wrong person.
It's never bad to shoot for plan B. I mean, works many times just fine.
Mark, can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
Can I have you pull up Portal Jaunt, the spell Portal Jaunt, and tell me if you read that as that you enchant a key or that you have to cast the spell?
Oh, what's that?
So the short form is you prep a key as part of the component of the spell. And then you touch any door or gate and can go to one side of any other such door or gate within range.
Yeah, I guess that my part of the question is because it's a ritual spell, right? And you're looking at a 300-foot range. Can you pre-enchant a key for an instantaneous use, or must you burn a third level spell slot for an instantaneous use of Portal Jaunt?
No, you would need to burn a third level duration.
Okay.
Fourth layer. Each round added to the duration allows one additional creature to move. To a door or gate. Yeah, so I would consider that. Yeah, you've got any key, you have to actually prep the key as part of the spell, unless you burn the slot to make it instantaneous.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
It affects my recommendations moving through this, which is why I wanted the answer straight away.
Understood. No problem at all. He looks at you, Archon. Three Fingers does, and he says, "You have to be the most quiet member of the group. I don't think I've ever heard you say anything."
I heard him grumble.
It's Grimble, sir. Oh, you're talking about me talking. Oh, I see. Sorry. Smeed's been getting to me. No, I only speak if necessary. Usually, I just smash things or ask questions. Sometimes they're uncomfortable. Usually for those answering.
And what do you think about storming the compound?
I've taken on bigger challenges.
Right. So what?
Gentlemen, I have an idea. I think that we got off to a pretty good foot with the deadhead inspector.
Mr. Barnabas.
Barnabas, thank you. I would like to revisit Barnabas and see if we might be able to convince him to allow us some discretionary actions on behalf of the Hand of God, so we can still make our pay. And he gets to put a nice little bow on his case.
I do think that that might be a good idea as well. In fact, we have a bit of information that we could leverage in as well, in terms of negotiation items.
You see, Leo, at the mention of your plan, you visibly see Three Fingers wince.
Okay, you got a different idea there?
No, I mean, it sounds like a fair idea. I just have dealt with Barnabas in the past. Let's just say that not one for going outside the letter of the law, that one. At least not in the negotiations I've had with him. He's a bit of
With
a
the
He's
tightwad.
pretty straight-laced, is he?
He's a bit of a tightwad.
Are there any other members of the higher end rankings of the guard that would be more amenable to such deals then?
Well, seeing as you've already spoken with Barnabas, is it a safe assumption to say that he's the one that was working on the case involving what happened in
Yeah.
Trollskull?
Yeah. He was the leading investigator on the case, it seemed like.
I think if you're going to involve the watch, then it will most likely be your group telling the watch and leaving it to the watch. I don't believe they will. In Harper experience, the watch is not very flexible.
Do you think since
That just means
This
they don't have
involves
the
a-
discretionary advantage that we do.
True.
would the Hoppers have enough influence that since this is concerning a magical entity or object to grant us some sort of what's the word I'm looking for?
Boon.
Boon or I'm actually blanking on the word, like
Advantage,
jurisdiction.
maybe.
Some
Ah.
jurisdiction over this kind of engagement.
He he strums his lute and says, "A get out of jail free card." Sadly, no. Mert is a masked Lord of Waterdeep. I know you already know that, so I don't mind reiterating it. But even he has only so much sway. I don't. What I can do is thread the conversation with Mert about this, if this is what you're going to do. But I cannot make any guarantees.
Right.
Waterdeep in general is the noble collective, if you will. So if
It's hard to move against one without causing
exactly,
problems.
welcome to politics, and he spreads his hands widely. So if you are going to be discreet, be very discreet.
If I missed anything from my last home, it was that the politics were nice and cut and dried most of the time.
you'll find it not nearly so, sadly, in Waterdeep.
If we could get Mert and the Open Lord on our side, would that change the picture?
We should minimize our favors called into the open lord. I do believe we're on reasonable terms, and I think that our renown is simply grown, but I find that it might be a bit early for us to be able to engage so openly with an open lord.
True.
Your group has made great strides, 'tis true. There are many factions within the city that both admire and despise you.
You been talking to the mail boy or something?
I'm talking to you, Itali.
Oh, okay.
It seems we're left with two options. Thank you for your counsel, though, Three Fingers.
Absolutely. Just let me know if you plan on storming the compound so that I can get word to Mert sooner rather than later,
Right.
in case things go
Awry.
awry.
Which I have little doubt they will. Is it too early to begin drinking?
Never.
I knew I'd find a kindred spirit in you, my dwarven friend.
Aye, always the cast to make sure you're fully drained.
I can't quite say I've ever heard that saying, Master Dwarf. I'm going to use the privy. I'll be right back. And he leaves.
Well, I'll assume we don't want to do this in broad daylight.
If we're going in, that's probably best to do under the cover of night.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So, there's a
We
couple
are
of things that we
scouted
need
for
to.
early warning and detection systems. Guards, patrols, do we have that kind of information?
To a degree. There's been, I mean, I would have above table. I would have picked this up on like what the rotations are marked after having been there for so long,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, there's generally one or two people that patrol every 10 minutes around the area.
See, another thing is that we need to be mindful that we have what I believe is a dual purpose here. We have not only the automaton for the Hand of Khan, but as well, and perhaps we haven't quite so directly discussed this, I would be very inclined to possess the Stone of Galar. Don't know about
And if
any
we
of
can
you.
get Floxen alongside that, that's a pretty penny. That's a pretty penny to go along with it. Because if we can get him over to Barnabas, and if we have plausible deniability, turning him in would probably be worth something at least to the guard. And plus more information for us as well.
Tali, have you ever heard of any type of deputizing program that the Watch may have for exceptional circumstances?
Let's see.
You don't have to roll.
Oh, I don't?
No. Yes. When the not the watch, but the my brain is not working. Stand by one. The Watchful Order.
Yes, the Watchful
The Watchful
Order.
Order of Magists and Protectors. If you remember, Leo, you had to register, as did Methelus, as did you. Actually, you didn't have to register because you're already on the books, Italy.
Yep. Yep.
Because that gives you, yeah,
Yeah, so the very people we registered with would be the people for that.
yeah, they're the ones who deputize people in need, but generally, you've never seen it work the other way, where somebody requests their help and they give it. It's always like their investigation. They're a bunch of. They're also a bunch of sticks up their butts. From your
Mark, where is the keep that we are discussing?
So
Right around the corner from our inn.
yeah, do you see where Troll Skull Alley is on the map?
I do indeed, yes, sir.
So due east and yeah, he's pinging.
Oh, Gralhun Villa.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
And I'm sorry, we are still. Are we at Troll Skull?
You are not.
Okay.
You're actually
We're at the
currently
yawning portal.
at the yawning
Yawning
portal,
Portal.
which is west.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, it's south actually. It's south down next to the trades wards.
Okay. All right.
So you're basically in the middle of the city right now.
I would like to look around for some street urchins.
You're just gonna get up, leave the yawning portal, and go look for street urchins.
It's an inn. There's probably some in here, but yes, I will go outside and look for some.
No children allowed at the yawning portal, actually, because the
What
trolls.
kind of city is this?
The trolls might eat them.
Oh, okay, fair point. I might too.
Yeah, fair. Sure, make me a
Um,
perception check while you do that.
My character sheet, it's not that hard. Did that roll?
Yep,
No,
it did.
didn't.
It
Oh
did.
yeah, it did. There we go.
You see some children playing. One looks like dressed up like a wizard. One looks like a strangely. It's a child, but you don't know if they've drawn or glued some wool to him. Looks like a bugbear or something. And then a third one looks like a ranger.
Damn it, one of Jairus' pets got out again. Let's see. I don't know. I'm probably, well, come to think of it, I'm probably in the wrong part of town to be asking this. I was going to see if they knew anything about that area, any underground tunnels, anything that might give us access under or into the villa without just walking up to the front door.
I mean, we could try going down that hole in the middle of the yawning portal. Not sure we'd survive it, but it is an option.
So you asked the children about that stuff?
No, I'm gonna head back inside.
Okay.
I think I'm too far from Gralhun right now to ask those questions fairly.
You sure you don't want to roleplay that out? I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, it feels like the standard authorities are not likely to grant us a favor in this, in the fact that we do not have enough physical evidence to move forward with this. However, I still believe we could enlist Blackstaff. That would give us at least some level of agency there, especially since it seems magic is involved. yes, we may lose favor with the Hand of God, but maybe it's worth it in the greater good of the endeavor. If we want any sort of backup whatsoever. Otherwise, we do always have someone who has now got the appearance of one of the lords of the domain, and we have a bard who could go with him that could be useful in persuading and cajoling. So I mean, we have a thief. So we do have a
Whoa, whoa,
breaching party, so to speak.
whoa! Don't just call somebody a thief. Never seen me steal a thing.
As far as I heard, he was just a resource reappropriator.
Cheers! Seriously, thank you.
Three
Call somebody a
fingers.
thief. It's like calling somebody a bird lord.
Three fingers
All you gotta
returns.
do is learn how to tell the story right, lad.
Three fingers returns and sits down and just like sets his loot down and just is watching at this point.
Does he always focus that hard?
Only when we're being entertaining.
And he points directly to Dryson. And then points to his nose, puts his finger next to his nose.
And he calls me a man of few words.
But it seems that we are currently leaning towards infiltration, so might be best to at least let Mert know, even if things don't quite go that way. If that is an accurate summation of where we are at this point.
Yeah, sounds about right. Infiltrating it is.
And then we three fingers nods, says, I will let Mert know to be on the watch for this. And we cut to a montage of people opening doors, people closing doors, doing things that look like they're preparing for an espionage assault on a compound. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. And we will pick up next week with the infiltration of Gralhund Villa.
Alrighty.
Sounds like a plan.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Gralhuns were the magic users we saved
No.
earlier in the.
No,
No,
that was
we
my
don't
bad. I did say that at one point, but that was actually the Castellanters.
Ah, okay,
The Castellanters were the magic users.
cool.
Yes. And that was, I apologize for that confusion. Even I
I
get
demand a full
confused.
review of the lore, sir.
Yeah, very good. I think we did it mid-game, actually.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yes.
So it's recorded for all prosperity.
It is.
Propriety. That's the word I was
That
looking
too.
for.
Prosperity, propriety. We're going to write out to Jag Leisure. He is a good friend of the show. He is awesome, and you will enjoy watching him. So we're going to rate out to him. I don't even have an end video or anything because we put this together. Actually, I do have an end video. Actually, now that I think about it, I did have the foresight to put that together. So we're going to do that. So we're going to rate out to Jag Leisure here in just a short minute. So stick with us. Thank you for playing, everybody. Thank you for watching. Until next time, be excellent to each other and game on.
Game
Yeah.
on.
Game on!
Come on.
I need you closer than ever, ever than before. My life is wasted if I can't spend it all with you. I've lived in total darkness, now you're my only light. When you're away, I feel like a shadow in the night. Hold me, and look into my eyes. You'll be staying always by my side. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me until the end of time. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me until the end of time.
You're watching HMN.